That's it, Rosie. I've had it up to here with your behavior. Don't forget you're only my mother's nurse. Know your place in this family, woman. You better not come back today.
Wait a minute, but what's gonna happen to your mother if I don't come back? I won't be able to make her dinner if I'm not there, and I know you're not gonna make it.
Why is making her dinner your first priority? What about me? I'm the one coming home tired from work every day. I'm the one who needs dinner. All she does is sleep all day. She's not exactly exerting herself, is she? What the hell? Aren't I your husband? Your priorities are messed up. Who's more important, her or your husband?
It's not like I'm prioritizing one of you more than the other, believe me. I just happen to make her dinner first sometimes, that's all. I mean, I can't give her the same food as you, so I have to make 2 separate meals.
So why don't you make my food first, huh? I come home from work exhausted and I need something to eat. Don't forget, you wouldn't be able to live in this expensive house if not for me. You'd have nothing without me. Nothing. But I don't see any appreciation from you. You should be thanking me on your knees.
But this is your mother's house. It's thanks to her that we both live here, isn't it?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I mean, this is your mother's house, not yours.
No, idiot. This is our family home, so it's as much my house as it is hers. Property rights have nothing to do with anything. Once she's dead, it'll belong to me anyway, and I'll be the official owner of the property.
Andy, please. What would your mother think if she heard you say something like that? You could at least phrase it a little nicer than that. Remember, she's your mother.
I'll say it straight. It's a pain for us to take care of her. Why doesn't she just pass on already? She could just pass away peacefully in her sleep, but no. She just continues to live on, just to spite me, like the stubborn old woman she is. This is why I said we should just put her in a nursing home, but you insisted on taking care of her because she wanted to pass away in her own house or whatever. I knew it was a bad idea. You should have listened to me. Then we wouldn't have to put up with her anymore.
Andy, that's horrible. How could you? Even for you, that's just cruel. Do you understand what you're saying about your own mother?
I understand perfectly. So what? I'm not allowed to speak my mind? Don't act like you're any better than me. You've been taking care of her for almost 7 years in hopes that she'll give you a nice chunk of inheritance, right? I know the reason. I know that's the reason. Why else would you bother caring for an old hag like her day after day?
I don't care about inheritance. That's not the reason I'm taking care of her. She's always taken care of me, ever since we first met. She's been so kind and understanding of me, I feel like I need to repay her. And I can talk to her about anything and everything. It's not an exaggeration to say that she's been my best friend throughout our marriage.
Well, you must not have any other friends then if your best friend is some 80-year-old woman who can't even get out of bed. You know what? It's fine. It's so pathetic it's actually amusing. My bad mood dissipated reading that. You can go ahead and keep making your best friend's dinner before mine, since you care so much for her.
Don't be like this, Andy, please.
Be like what? I'm letting you have your way, aren't I? Don't worry about me, just get along with your best friend. She doesn't have long left anyway.
So, I'm guessing you have no interest in helping me take care of her?
Hell no. I'm already working my butt off at the office. You want me to come home and be a nurse as well? No chance of that happening. Anyway, I have business trips all the time. How is a busy guy like me gonna take care of her when I'm hardly ever home in the first place? And it's not like you have to work anymore. You're just a housewife now, so you have nothing better to do. It's practically your obligation.
Excuse me, I quit work to be her full-time carer, you know. It wasn't even my idea in the first place, remember? I wanted to have a career at the hospital.
Oh yeah, sure, now I remember. But men have to work harder than women anyway. You wouldn't understand. So it only makes sense that you could easily leave your job to take care of Mom. And you were just cleaning bedpans or whatever, right? It's not like you were an actual doctor or anything.
I can't believe you, Andy, saying such things. What era do you think this is?
If you don't like taking care of her, then you don't have to.
Of course I do. I'll stay with her until the end. And anyway, who's gonna take care of her if I don't? You?
Wait a minute. Now that I think of it, she's probably lived this long because you've been nursing her this whole time. Geez, at this rate, I'll be an old man before I get my inheritance. You know what? Maybe you should quit.
Just drop it, Andy. I don't want to talk about this anymore. You're a terrible person, you know that?
You can just call me whenever you want. I'm just being honest. This is how people are, Rosie. This is reality. Wake up already. And I don't mind saying all of this to her directly later on. In fact, I think I will.
Is everything okay, Rosie? I saw you flying out of the house earlier with a troubled look on your face. Did Andy say something horrible to you again? Oh, hey, Jemima. I'm okay, thanks. It's just the usual Andy stuff. But you seemed even more upset than usual. I can't help but worry. Is he angry at you for something related to me? He is, isn't he? I'm sorry for always causing you so much trouble. It's not your fault. Please don't worry about the likes of me. Andy was way out of line, that's all. Just earlier he came to my room and told me he hopes I die. Can you believe that? Don't get me wrong, I don't care what he says to me. It doesn't get to me at all. But I think it's sad that he's become the kind of man that would say such a thing to his own mother. I wonder if I went wrong with him somewhere. He said that? Unbelievable! I'll never forgive him for treating you like this. Oh, don't worry. It doesn't get to me one bit. And anyway, I don't have long left. Speaking of, I can't leave the inheritance to him. He doesn't deserve a penny. You'll receive everything. Everything? No, I couldn't possibly. I have no right to that money. I want you to have it. You more than deserve it. So I've hired a detective. A detective? What for? I know Andy says he has lots of business trips, but I've been suspicious of that for a while now. I'm sure he's getting up to something underhanded. I'm sure if this detective shadows Andy for a few weeks, he'll be able to find out what's really going on. You'd really go to that length for me? Of course! He may be my son, but I won't forgive him for causing you pain. And this is all a doddering old lady like me can do to help you out. Jemima, you're not a doddering old lady. I hope you'll live for many more years yet. I love hearing your stories, and I've learned so much about life from you. I feel like I can talk to you about anything, and you always have the right words that I need to hear. You're my closest friend. And I'm so glad that I was able to meet a person like you before I died, my sweet Rosie. You've made it all worth it. Maybe it's strange to say this to the one who's been looking after me all this time, but these last 7 years have been really wonderful. I've had the best of times. I feel the same. No part of it has been a burden for me. I want to hear more of your stories. I want to talk with you more. You're still young. Don't waste your breath on an old thing like me. Oh, I've just remembered. I have a request for you. What is it? I'll do anything you ask. I want to record a video message for you to play at my funeral, but I'm not quite sure how to do it. Oh, I'm sure you don't need to think about funeral arrangements yet. No, it's about time. I can tell the end of my life is drawing near. I'm making lots of preparations with that detective I hired. But can I count on you to handle the video message? Okay, I understand. For tonight, go stay in a nice hotel and cool your head. You can come home after Andy goes out to work tomorrow. I'll be fine until then. Are you sure you'll manage all by yourself? What about Andy? I'll be fine. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Jemima. Thank you for everything.
Well, today's the day. It's finally here. Man, oh man, I was beginning to think the old bag was gonna live forever. So, do you have everything ready for the funeral? You're in charge of the preparations, right?
I wish that today was your funeral instead.
Hey, don't be like that. What did I do to you? Well, I guess I'll let your cheeky little comment slide today, Rosie. Since today we have a cause for celebration, so let's get along, yeah?
You're the worst of the worst, Andy. Your mother has just passed away. Have you no shame talking like that on the day of her funeral?
Yeah, I guess not. Thanks for taking care of Mom for the last 7 years. It must have been rough. Just so you know, I'll be taking all the credit for it, though.
Fine. Do whatever you want. It's up to you.
So don't contradict me if anyone brings it up, okay? I'll pass as a good, dutiful son in front of all of my relatives. By the way, who are all those weird guys with the suits and dark sunglasses lurking around? Do you know them?
They're just your mother's associates. Don't worry about it.
Weird. I've never seen those guys before in my life. What was my mom doing associating with those shady types? Well, she was a senile old woman. Who knows what she was getting up to or who she was in contact with. Anyway, I'm gonna go prepare for my speech. Gotta make a good impression.
By the way, after your speech is over, there's a video message your mom made from before she passed. We're gonna play it in front of everyone at the end.
Huh? A video message? Well, alright, I guess. I didn't know people did those kinds of things at funerals. Not to mention, I didn't know she even knew how to use any technology invented after the 70s. How did she even make it?
It was one of her wishes for how she wanted her funeral to be handled, so we helped her film and edit it, her associates and I.
Wait, what about the contents of the video? What does she say? You've watched it before to confirm it's okay, right? I don't want her to say anything weird and make everyone uncomfortable at the ceremony, you know?
Don't worry, I've played it through and determined it'll be fine to show it at the ceremony today. She talks about you a lot, actually. I mean, you are her only son after all. I guess it's only natural.
Okay, whatever. I gotta go do my speech. See you after the ceremony.
Good luck, Andy.
What the hell, Rosie? This video is crazy. You gotta do something about it. I thought you said you'd watch it over to make sure it's okay. There is nothing okay about this. Get rid of it now. Destroy it. Turn it off. Where are you right now? Where are you playing it from? Don't you dare try to hide from me.
You want me to turn it off? Give me a break, Andy. Anyway, we're just getting to all the proof of your infidelity. I can't turn it off during the best bit. Looks like everyone watching is pretty stunned. I don't blame them, though, after your moving speech.
Wait a minute, how long is this damn video anyway? Turn it off, Rosie. Get rid of it. You have to. You can't do this to me.
Like hell I will. And don't try to pull anything either, or those men in the dark sunglasses will stop you.
Who even are those guys? What do you mean?
They're the detectives and bodyguards your mother hired to investigate you. They're keeping a close eye on every move you make in case you try something. They're all professionally trained, so I'd sit quietly and keep watching the video if I were you.
Are you crazy? As if I could just sit here and watch this crap. Wait, what is this?
This is the part of the video where you're cursing out your mom and telling her to hurry up and just die already. I guess she's been recording your behavior for a while, huh?
You've got to be kidding me. Since when did she have a hidden camera in there? That old hag. God, this is it. It's all over now. I'm finished.
It's not over yet, Andy. In fact, it's just beginning. Your speech at the funeral just now was really sweet, so we need to make sure to pull back all the layers and reveal the truth to everyone.
What should I do? What do you want from me? How do I make you forgive me?
Can't you figure it out yourself?
You'll forgive me if I apologize, right? I'll get up and confess the truth to everyone and say sorry. Is that what you want?
Instead of double-checking with me about everything, hurry up and get on with it.
Okay, I'll do it. So forgive me. Damn it, Rosie. I've said sorry 1,000 times. What's happening? How many times do I have to apologize before you stop the damn video?
I can't do that, Andy. This was your mother's wish for her funeral. It's legally binding. I can't just stop it in the middle. She went through a lot of trouble to prepare it, you know.
My boss is watching this, you moron. How am I supposed to explain this to him? If I get fired because of this, then what are you gonna do, huh? No matter how much money she leaves us, we won't be able to live off it forever if I'm unemployed.
Who's this we you're talking about? You don't think I plan to stay married to you after this, do you? We're getting a divorce when this is done.
What? But you haven't had a real job in 7 years. You think you can re-enter the workforce just like that? In this economy? You need me by your side to survive, Rosie. You have nothing without me. It's not like you're the one who gets all of her money after all. You have nothing.
Well, that's not like you at all, Andy, saying something so perceptive. But as a matter of fact, all of your mother's assets do indeed belong to me now.
Oh, how did you...
Come on, you already realized that, right? That's why you don't want a divorce, isn't it? That's why you're saying all this. Even you aren't stupid enough to think you'd be getting an inheritance in this situation. But too bad. No matter what you try and pull now, we're getting a divorce.
God damn it, Rosie, how dare you? Do you have any idea how many years I've been waiting for that inheritance? Why do you think I even took care of that old bat in the first place? I knew I should have sent her to a home. I've sacrificed so much for this inheritance. You can't just take it away from me at the last minute. I won't let you.
Huh? What have you sacrificed exactly? While I was at home taking care of her, you went out and about messing around with other women the whole time. What right could you possibly have to this inheritance when you've done nothing to deserve it?
Oh, shut up. What do you know about it? It was your obligation to take care of her.
Oh, look. Here's the part of the video with the evidence of you spending company money to go to a hotel with another woman.
No. You're kidding me. I'm so fired.
Still, even looking at the evidence, I can't believe you really used company money to do this kind of thing. I'll give it to you, Andy. You sure are brazen. Those detectives your mother hired sure are something, aren't they? Digging this much up?
I can't sit here and watch this anymore. Where are you?
So, have you recovered?
Of course I haven't recovered. Both my legs are broken, you idiot. This is all your fault that I ended up like this. It's all your fault.
How is it my fault? You're the one who ran up to the second floor looking for me and ended up jumping out of the window in fear when the bodyguard came after you. It's hardly my fault that you're an idiot.
Shut up. How dare you call me an idiot? Do you understand what situation I'm in right now because of you, woman? Show some humility for once in your life. I might never be able to walk again, and it's all your fault.
Oh, wow, really? Then you can understand how your mom felt, can't you? Just so you know, all of our relatives have disowned you. Naturally, you've also been fired. Oh, and once the divorce is underway, I'm going to claim compensation for emotional damages on account of your various affairs. Also, I'm going to distribute this video to your friends and all of our neighbors.
Fine, do whatever you want. I don't care anymore.
By the way, after all the evidence against you was shown, there was one last part of the video you didn't see. It was a message just for you. She talked about how she made this video exposing you so you couldn't taint the last 7 years we'd spent together. She really was a wonderful human being. I'll never, ever forgive you for trying to insult her memory.
Look, I get it. I messed up. I was overcome with greed for the inheritance and I lost my common sense. I feel bad for hurting you both. I shouldn't have treated you guys that way.
I agree, but I'm still never forgiving you, just so you know. By the way, you're getting treatment at the hospital, aren't you? That won't do.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, since you're receiving this treatment, it's gonna end up prolonging your life, right? After that, Andy continued to stay at the hospital all by himself. It was many months of rehab before he was able to walk by himself again. But during that time, not one person came to the hospital to visit him. I wonder what he thought about to pass the time, stuck in a hospital bed for all those months. Once he was discharged from hospital, I sued him for emotional damages, and having lost his job, he had a substantial amount of trouble paying it along with his medical bills. Andy, who had once relied on receiving his future inheritance so never bothered to save a cent in his life, found himself deep in debt and legal fees. His relatives feared some kind of retaliation from him and kept the bodyguards who'd come to the funeral around just in case. Fortunately, nothing happened. Eventually, Andy, who'd lost everything and become like an empty husk, left town and disappeared. As of now, nobody knows his whereabouts. I think he's probably rotting away somewhere, but if he ever attempts to come near me again, I'll make sure to finish him off for good. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and liking the video down below.